Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, Sampler video series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I just got through having a very tasty lunch, and I'm hoping that I can continue that with this dish. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Well, it happens to be my Mega Ran shirt, which I've worn in any number of reviews at this point. I'm a big fan of Mega Ran. If you don't know who he is, he's a rapper slash hip hop artist, slash teacher slash hero. The guy's been working in the music industry for a very long time at this point. Not to, age him or anything like that. But I got into his stuff when I was sort of in my early 20s. And I instantly fell in love with his work. I'm more of a metal guy by trade, but I grew up in a great era for rap and hip hop, sort of the early 90s and, into the early 2000s and stuff. Excuse me. And so, I've always had a penchant for that. And then when it turned out that, on top of being really good at that aspect of it, he also incorporates lots of cool nerdy stuff into it, like Mega Man related stuff and anime and various other things, pro wrestling, all kinds of stuff. I instantly became a fan. And I've been fortunate enough, I've actually seen him perform live a number of times now. He's an extremely good dude, always been one of the most welcoming and cool people I've ever met. I actually have videos of some of those performances. They're on my channel, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to kind of point you in the right direction as far as his music goes, because I think the guy's just beyond phenomenal. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, I just got through having a really tasty lunch. Happened to be from a place that I'd been aware of but hadn't gone to yet. What was that place? Well, it happens to be, boom! That's not the name of the place. It's actually a place called Ton-Ichi Ramen. Now, folks, I love ramen. It is one of my favorite treats for myself. I have a very specific ramen place I tend to go to, but I've been wanting to get out to this place for a while now and try out some of their ramen. That's what I just did for lunch. It was a very tasty meal. I enjoyed it. I also wanted to get in a review if I could. But, problem is, trying to review ramen in this type of setting, I don't think it's going to work that well. So, I got something else off their menu. But what is it? It happens to be their Unagi don, which is basically their eel bowl. Yeah, that's right. We eat an eel. Consists of grilled eel over white rice, broccoli, sesame seed in their unagi sauce. And this place is in Oak Brook Terrace. So, and what with it being an Illinois-related spot, it's going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just Illinois spots. But anyway, let's take a look, open it up, all that good stuff. Lego. I mean, that's pretty sexy looking, folks, I'm not going to lie. Let's get a thing for the thing here. It looks like this. We'll kind of Let's try it out. They even gave me chopsticks. I do love eel, man. I actually reviewed some from a place called Ming Chef, if you want my take on that. But yeah, eel, if you've never had it, is something special. So, let's get right into the eel itself, because that really is the hero here. Oh, that's good eel. That's really good eel. Eel, when it's done properly, it pretty much melts in your mouth. There's so little resistance when you go to bite into it. It wants to just be absorbed into your being because of how goddamn tasty it is. No, that's really good. And then, yeah, they're using that, that heavy, I guess, unagi sauce. It kind of reminds me a little bit of teriyaki, but more sort of savory fishy than teriyaki, where teriyaki tends to be, more on the sweet side. And this does have a sweetness to it, for sure. But I do feel, again, a little bit more of that savory, fishy kind of taste. And I will say, if you're not into seafood, it does have a little bit of a fishy taste. I wouldn't consider it abrasive, but I like seafood, but just in case you're not into it, But no, that's really tasty. I was hopeful, originally I was going to get one of their teriyaki bowls, but as soon as I saw that they had an unagi bowl, I was like, oh my god, I gotta get some unagi, man. I love unagi. And it's one of those things, I don't eat it very often. If I'm not mistaken, it's actually becoming, the rice is very nice too. It's not claggy or anything like that. It's just very nice and tasty white rice. Yeah, that's some good white rice. No, if I'm not mistaken, I think the eel thing is becoming a little bit of a problem because I think I was watching something where they were talking about they're just being overfished and overhunted right now. So hopefully we can get that sorted out. I mean, one more fucking thing we cause problems on this planet for. Try out some of the broccoli. I actually really like broccoli. Yeah, that's decent broccoli. It's not overcooked or undercooked. Easy to chew through, but not mushy. Yeah, it's nice. A little bit of sauce or something on it. Just give it a little something, something. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, overall, this is a nice little thing. The unagi tastes good. The rice tastes good. I like the sauce. I even like the broccoli on it. Yeah, it's tasty. That's a good meal. I'm definitely going to save the rest of this for later because I had spicy tonkatsu ramen for lunch. That's what I ate inside. And boy, oh boy, that was a lot. It was good. But, two questions have to be asked. Would I get this again? Would I recommend it? I mean, I have to go with yes and yes. Honestly, I wasn't sure. I mean, the ramen tasted good and everything. That was a good meal, but that's their namesake, right? They're a ramen place. I didn't know if the eel was going to work out that well, it was because I've been to a few ramen places in my time. I don't think I've ever had eel from any of them. But no, the eel, which is really meant to be the star here, super duper tasty, really, really good, and just everything about it, works nicely. Like I said, the rice is nice, the rice is nice, the broccoli, there we go, broccoli's nice. If I had any gripe to be had, and it's a minor gripe, it'd just be that, maybe personally I would have had a little bit more sauce to work with, just to kind of go over there and drizzle over it. But it's a good meal. There's absolutely nothing I dislike about that, and a lot of things that I like about it. I will say this. I have had better eel dishes before, but I've also had worse eel dishes before. It's kind of feast or famine when it comes to eel. You either nail it or it's not very good at all. And in this case, I would say that they nailed it. But again, so yeah, for me personally, I would get that again. The only problem I would run into is that, well, with them being a ramen place, that would be my go-to thing. But I would maybe do something like this, where I would just get this to go, eat it later on. If I'm recommending it, I mean, look, if eating eel sounds weird and unappealing to you, I don't know that I'll be able to go over there and swing your vote in that direction. I've been eating eel ever since my late high school days, when I first had the opportunity to try it, and I've loved it ever since. But it is a seafood, fundamentally, if you're not into that. I will say that outside of it seeming a little bit unusual to a Western palate, the taste is fantastic, the texture isn't anything unusual, it's just really tasty seafood. But it's not going to be for everybody, but I would recommend, if you happen to see it someplace, whether it's a Ton-Ichi or somewhere else, maybe give it a go. Because, again, it's really good. So, anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. Enjoy yourselves a truly eel-tastic rest of your life. Because, I mean, eels are cool and, unfortunately, tasty. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. you're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole, trust me. I know it, I live it, I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. And I did just want to go over there as a quick aside. I want to go over there and give a shout out to the girl who was running the front of house and did my serving and all that. She was very nice. She was very helpful. Even though I have had ramen, at different places before, every place kind of, sections off their menu differently and everything. And she was very helpful and kind of, sort of plotting it out for me a little bit. So I always like to, I very rarely in doing these reviews deal with poor service. By and large, I'd say, I get really good people to go over there and, prepare my food and all that good stuff. I like to, when I remember, to go over there and give them a little bit of a shout out because I think it's worth it. And, that's a hard industry to work in. So good honor. Always make sure to tip nice to your people and everything. Anyway,